And just like that, I'm in another episode. Even though it's the same episode, same day, I mean, different episode. So what we're going to be doing today, if you didn't catch it in the last episode, is I'm going to be going over my front brakes. And it looks like they've already been done, but I'm just going to go through them myself and inspect them because, you know, I'm a professional. So it looks like the people who did this before actually did use Loctite on the bolts. So I trust that. The reason why I'm going over this is because a couple episodes ago, they didn't screw the oil filter on. So I'm just really checking over the car and going through it, making sure everything's okay. There's cobwebs inside this brake. There's actually red fluid in here. See that? I don't know if you can see that, but like some red kind of residue in here. I'll just rest that on top there. It's not kinking anything. So the pads look brand new. They actually look similar to the ones I put on my Honda. Pads look brand new. They did put grease on the sides, which is good, but there really isn't a lot of motion here. They should just be able to slide easily, and it's not really doing that. And I'm actually going to shave down the end of this pad so it can slide back and forth pretty easily. Just a little bit, just like a thousandth or like 10,000ths, like just a little. Just so, because when these pads should be able to move back and forth and slide easily, not so they like go up and down like that, but they just need to be released off the brake. When you release off the brake, you don't want them riding on top of the rotors like that. So I'm gonna go over them quick. Here's a little before and after. Pretty good. Not too bad. That right there is just brake clean. I sprayed it down. I sanded this down. I sanded the inside of the wheel, so we're going to have a good seal and it's not going to warp the rotor or anything like that. So everything is good. I'm going to throw the wheel back on and move on to the other side. I'm not going to record it because you've already seen it once, and I did this on my Honda in another video. So I'm just going to continue to the other side, get that done. And then if I still have daylight, I'll move on to the rust repair. If not, I'll go on to tomorrow and continue this video. So I just wanted to show everyone something. This pad right here is actually stuck on. I can't even get it off. So that's what I'm talking about when your pad needs to just have some movement, because it needs to be able to slide back and forth. Even if it's like dependent on any caliper system, because the plunger should retract, and these slides right here, everything should work properly, and these pads need to move just a little bit, and that being stuck is no good. Alright, I just finished up the other front brake. It's like it dropped like 10 degrees, I'm not even kidding. And I'm in the sun too. I'm just going to pack it up for today because I'm freezing my balls off, and I will continue tomorrow, and I think it's supposed to be like 50 degrees. Right now it's like 38, 39. It's fucking cold. Holy crap. Alright, so I'm back 2 days later actually. So the weather is kind of crappy right now. It's 60 degrees, or not 60, it's 50, which is still kind of better than what it usually is, but it's really windy. So I'm gonna keep talking to a minimal because my microphone muffler for like the wind noise isn't that good, and you'll hear a lot of it. So I'll try to keep talking down to a minimal and just focus on getting work done. I think where I left off is I was gonna check the back brakes, the drums. Alright, well I tried putting the car in a spot where there's no wind, so I'm gonna try talking. As I say that, a nice big wind gust blows, and now there's wind. So this is where the muffler connects to the mid-pipe section, and as you can see, there's no really anything. The bolts are kind of rusted off. I mean, I don't know if this is like a stud or if this was a bolt at one time, but I don't think I can save this unless this bolt comes out, because I wanted to take the muffler off because this is full of water. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but this is full of water. And every single time I rev it, it shoots water out the back because it's like slightly angled upwards. So whenever it rains, it just blows water into it. So I don't know how I'm gonna be able to take this off. I think I'll tackle that another time, and right now I'll just focus on the brakes because I don't want to touch it and then not be able to do anything with it afterwards. So for the brakes, the drums look new because this rust on it looks like it was just top rust from sitting just for a little while. It needs a little bit more, it needs to be adjusted more in the back over here. I don't know where the adjuster quite is. Okay, so the adjuster's on top. So it looks like these are redone. These lines look pretty new, and there's a new bleed screw on there. So right here, see where that hole is? That is where I need to stick a screwdriver in and like twist it upwards so I can self-adjust these drums, because they need to be, it has some friction, but it needs enough to the point where it just drags just a little bit. So I'm gonna get like a flathead or something, and I'm gonna see if I can take this drum off first just to see what's inside, just in case it wasn't done right. And then after I check it, I'm going to get a flathead, or use the same flathead, and try and adjust it so it spins with a little bit more friction on it, because you want a little bit of friction on it, because when you stick your foot on the pedal, you don't want it to just like push the pad out. Like the way the pad is that it's supposed to go out like that, but the adjuster is only at the bottom, so when you put your foot on the pedal, the pedal, the brake only does this, and it doesn't move the whole pad out because the top of it isn't adjusted right. So I'm just gonna do that quick, and then I'll catch you guys in a second. So everything under here looks pretty new, actually. I needed to put this bolt on it to get it off because it was just a little seized on the centerpiece right here. But other than that, like, this is pretty good. I'm gonna clean this up really quick and clean around here just so it's easier to come off next time. I'll probably put just a little bit of anti-seize around the edge, but other than that, they look pretty damn good back here. It looks brand new, literally. I think they redid it before I got the car. All right, so I just finished that side up. I sprayed it down with some brake clean. Now I'm gonna move on to the other side. I think next episode I'm gonna take care of this rot because it's starting to get bad. This is really the only rot that's on the whole car. There's this right here, but then other than that, there's this. I mean, then there's a little tiny bit up here, and then there's that. And then it's the same thing on the other side. But other than that, it has no rust or rot on it, so it's pretty good. I think next episode I'm gonna get a can of color matched paint and fix that up. So I'm actually laying on the ground right now, if you haven't noticed, but I redid the back brake, and it was actually tight, so the rotor wouldn't spin. It was actually rubbing the whole time. But I just wanted to show you like how clean it is under here, because it's like there's like no like rust or rot or anything really. Like even the exhaust system is clean. But like, look at that, like super clean. The only thing is I don't know why, maybe I'll zoom in and see if you can see that. I don't know why that exhaust flange rotted off. It's like it's stainless steel pipe, but the flange is like regular steel, and I think that is so stupid because now the whole thing is just like rotting away right where I need to take it out. So that's kind of dumb, but oh well, maybe I'll do a straight pipe, who knows. But other than that, like even for the catalytic converter, like it's doing the same thing. So it's rotting right at that joint. You think he just the person who owned this before just welded it to the flange, but I'm gonna cut that out because I'm gonna put a test pipe there instead. And yeah, pretty good. I'm actually gonna start attacking the exhaust right now. Not actually attacking it, but like I'm not gonna like, okay. Yeah, that is not going anywhere. I think I just broke it. I know, I just spun the head. Alright, well I fucked that up. Yeah, this, I don't know what I'm thinking. This is not coming out. What am I going to do here? I don't really want to drop the subframe, but I might have to. Alright, I'm gonna look and see what size pipe this is. So it's saying 1.90. I'm guessing it's a 2-inch pipe and it's just barely off. Probably the next thing that I buy will be a welder. So this is what it said for the size pipe. So it's kind of backwards for you. Let me, don't know how, yeah. 1 point, or unless it's just backwards for me. I don't know. I don't know how the camera orientates itself. So it's 1.90 inches, so I'm guessing this is just off a little bit and it's 2 inches because I don't know anyone who makes a 1.9 inch pipe. So I don't have a welder. Next thing I'm probably gonna buy would be a welder because I want to make my own exhaust system for this car. I think what I'm going to do is I think I have to buy a new catback system and I have to get like a whole new mid-pipe section. But if I were to get a mid-pipe section, this is difficult because the person who had this before welded the flange. I'm on a little bit of a tight budget. This wouldn't be a problem if I had all the money in the world, but I'm on a little bit of a tight budget. So the person who had this before welded the resonator pipe to the catalytic converter, which it shouldn't have been welded. There's a reason why there's a flange on the opposite end of the catalytic converter. So he just welded it right to the flange, not bolted it in like he should have. So I can't take it off in pieces. So I'd have to buy a whole new mid-pipe, a whole new catback, and then I'd have to buy a whole new catalytic converter, and those aren't cheap. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to turn the catalytic converter into a test pipe. In order to do that, I would need to get 2 of the same flanges and kind of slip it in there where the cat would be. I'd have to get a whole new back pipe section, and I'd have to get a new catback. Now, I don't want to half-ass this. There is a performance catback that I want, but they don't make it in America, and it's 350 euros. So I'm gonna save up, and I'm gonna start working on the exhaust system on this a little bit at a time. I'm gonna get the header and the downpipe from the header. It's not a turbo downpipe, but it's a downpipe coming from the header to the catalytic converter. And then for the catalytic converter, I'm going to, with the flanges that's on it, I'm going to cut the flanges off, and I'm going to make my own test pipe. And then from that test pipe that I'll make, I have to get from the cat to the catback pipe, and then from there, the catback, or I guess you could say axle back system. So yeah, I hope you caught all of that. I'm not quite sure how much it is, but I'm not quite sure that it's cheap. I'll definitely see what I can do with this exhaust system. I'd like to drop this whole exhaust system down and see what I have to work with, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. I think my conclusion is that I'm going to leave it alone for now, and then when I save up enough money, I'm going to buy... I'd love to make my own exhaust system, but I don't have a lift, and it would be really annoying, and I work on a dirt rack yard, so I can't lift the car fully up off the ground, and I don't really have a welder capable enough to weld like stainless steel pipe. I don't even have a welder to begin with. And I really don't want to make it out of steel because then it'll rust, and this is annoying because I have to buy the pieces since I can't do stuff on my own because I don't have the tools because they're so gosh darn expensive. So I'm gonna have to sacrifice, and I'm gonna have to work my butt off, and and save up to buy a actual catback or an actual exhaust system. I think that's what I'm gonna do here. Well, I hope you like this episode. I have some stuff planned for the next episode. I'm also gonna do, I bought like a GoPro, like, it's like not a real GoPro, it's like a knockoff GoPro, but I'm going to be like doing some driving videos and stuff like that. And when the weather gets better and it stops being windy, I'm going to also do some rust repair on this car. And hopefully the next time you see this car, it might be registered or insured. I don't know, but I hope that it is. So thank you all for watching. Rock on.